Welcome back. I'm going to take you guys through an easy, simple vegan meal prep. This is what I'm eating right now. These are the foods that I'm eating every single day. And I've been cutting for about 7-ish months, maybe longer. I'm not too sure, but a long time. And this, these are the foods that I'm eating right now. Really simple. I'm going to take you guys through exactly what I do, everything that I cook for my meal prep. So what I have here, I have lentils, canned chickpeas, canned 4-bean mix, and one block of tofu. And I have a bunch of frozen vegetables and sweet potatoes. Now I'm switching to sweet potatoes. My carb source used to be rice for a long time, and I am switching it up to sweet potatoes for the first time in years. When I say first time, I haven't had sweet potato in my food. I haven't had sweet potato in general for a long time. It's not my food, but I'm keen to try it out. But I started off in my cut having pasta, switched to rice, and then I'm switching to sweet potato now. It's always good to change things up because your body sort of gets used to it and you don't get bored of one particular type of food, which I did get bored of pasta. I was getting bored of rice, so this is going to be a good addition. Now we're going to start off by cooking the thing that's going to take the longest, or I'm not sure actually if this will take the longest. I think the sweet potato will take the longest, but I'm doing this anyway. I'm starting off by cooking the frozen vegetables. So all I'm going to do is I have a pan, heat it up, and no oil. I'm just going to put the frozen vegetables in there. That's all I'm going to do, and then cover it up, let it cook on its own, and then we can get started on the actual meal prep. So we're just going to let this cook by itself, and we're going to get started on everything else. Okay, so I just realized how long the sweet potatoes is going to take to cook. How I'm going to cook it? I'm going to cook it in the oven. So I'm going to put it in the oven right now, and we're going to let that cook, and then we're going to get started on everything else. So I was wrong, not the vegetables, it's the sweet potato that's going to take the longest to cook. I've never cooked sweet potato before. It's been a long time since I have. So I am a newbie when it comes to this kind of stuff. Sweet potatoes. I've cooked potatoes before, but obviously sweet potatoes are a completely different ball game. So I am going to put it in the oven, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Alright, so I'm going to wash these, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in half. So I've just lightly sprayed, I put some foil on the oven tray. I lightly sprayed olive oil spray on top to keep it from sticking, but I'm going to put it in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, as I read online, the best way to cook. I'm going to cook it for 45 minutes to an hour on 176 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit conversion. Now, don't worry about cans. It's not bad at all to eat canned foods. I eat canned foods. I've always eaten canned foods. It saves time, it's convenient, it's easy, it's cheap. It's probably cheaper if you buy it in bulk, obviously, but this is 80 cents. 80 cents. One, two, three, like the whole thing. This is like 4 days of meal prep. Cost me like $4 or $5, which is insane. So this whole meal prep is insanely cheap. So don't people can't use that as an excuse that you can't afford to meal prep. It's literally cheaper to meal prep. I don't spend that much money at all on food right now, which I love. Alright, so while we wait for the vegetables to cook, because I have to wait for the vegetables to cook before I can do anything else, because this is the strongest the strongest gas thing, and I just keep using the smaller ones. Let's talk about vegan meal prep. how easy it is. It's literally so easy that I was surprised how easy it was when I started meal prepping. And it tastes so good. Everything tastes so good. You don't have to cook meat. You don't have to spend lots of time in the kitchen meal prepping. It's so easy. There's literally no excuse anymore to not, to, if you think about going vegan, there's just no excuse anymore because meal prep is so easy, building muscle is so easy. And while I do love fresh cooked meals, I like spending a lot of time in the kitchen. I like spending a lot of time cooking food, cooking good tasting food. I'm not saying that meal prep isn't tasty, but if I had more time to sort of whip up something with sweet potatoes, vegetables, beans, something nice, I would. Like, that's what I do on the weekends. Because I work during the week, I meal prep, make it simple, I keep it simple. But on weekends, I get my cooking mode on and I cook whatever I want. I add more spices, I make it more exciting. And I can do that right now, but it's just, I, I like meal prepping. And I like it how it is now. And it sort of makes me look forward to the weekend because that's when I can, you know, go full ham. I can try out new foods, try out new recipes. It gives me something to look forward to, like a cheat meal, but it's not a cheat meal because it's still the foods that I'm always eating anyway. But this is like I meal prep maybe once every 4 or 5 days. I meal prep on Sundays, and that usually lasts me until Friday, and I meal prep on Saturday again. Um, and it works. Like I'm in such a good balance of routine right now. I'm not spending time at all cooking in the kitchen. Maybe like this whole thing, apart from the sweet potatoes, would take me everything else apart from the sweet potatoes because it's just cooking on its own. Takes me like 20 minutes, including cooking the tofu, which I'm going to show you soon how I cook the tofu to make it taste absolutely amazing. But it's so easy. So this is how I do it. It's literally so simple. I try to explain to people how simple it is, and I'm not just saying that. It is so simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Protein, vegetables, carbs. You're going to get your protein in. Whole foods plant based. That's all it is. Whole foods plant based. So I just finished up cooking the tofu, and honestly, it's so easy. The spices that I added were turmeric, curry powder, and black salt. Three ingredients, super simple to make, and it tastes amazing. So I didn't use any oil at all, as you saw, and I just sort of waited for it to cook on its own in a non-stick pot, and added the spices, and it is ready. So this is a whole block of tofu. I'm gonna split this into 4 different serves. So this is 4 servings of tofu. So this will last me 4 days. Now we're gonna work on the beans. The vegetables are all cooked. They're a bit mushy, but I don't mind. I don't care. As long as I'm getting the vegetables in, I'm gonna smother it in sauce anyway when I'm eating it. But we're gonna work on the lentils. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do my lentils. Let's go. So I've just drained the chickpeas and the brown lentils. That will go together, and the 4 bean mix is gonna go separately. But I'm gonna cook it the exact same way. I just want it separate in separate different meals because I like it like that. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in the the pot, the same pot. So I've put the chickpeas and the brown lentils in, and honestly all I'm going to add to this is some curry powder. Just a little bit of curry powder. That's all I need, that's all I want. You can obviously add in whatever spices you want, but I don't really measure it when I'm adding it in. I just go by how I feel, how it looks, and I feel like that is enough for me. And I'm just going to sort of let it cook, let the water sort of evaporate on its own, and yeah, that's honestly how I'm going to cook this. It's so simple. You can obviously add in anything else that you want, but this is how I make it, and it just tastes so good. So while the beans are cooking, what are we going to do? We're going to get the tofu all spread out into the containers and try to divide it evenly into two. Now that we've got the tofu separated for the next 2 days, we're going to just add in the vegetables, fit in as much as I can into these little 1 cup part of the container. So luckily the sweet potatoes just finished and I just had a look. I thought I burnt it, but I didn't. I left it in the oven for a bit too long, for about an hour and 10 minutes, because I am an idiot, but we didn't burn it. It looks super nice, it looks super soft. So what we're gonna do is, I'm supposed to have 300 grams of sweet potatoes a day. So all I'm gonna do is measure out 600 grams and divide that between these 4 meals if I can fit it at all. So I've just measured out 600 grams of sweet potatoes, and holy shit, this tastes so good. I never knew, I never knew because I haven't had this in so long, but oh my god, this tastes amazing and I cannot wait for tomorrow. The only thing is trying to fit this with this. But worst case scenario, we're just going to get another container and sort of make this fit, but this tastes so good. I'm going to love this. Sweet potatoes, amazing. It turned out so well. I didn't put any spices or anything on it, and oh my god. Okay, so I have successfully split all of the foods into the containers, but I couldn't fit the 4 beans in with the rest of the food, but that's okay because this is just 2 meals. So I'm gonna have the 4 beans probably after I come back home, and then I'm gonna, have that meal then. But these meals look super filling as is. Just look at how nice this looks, like proper bodybuilding clean meals that tastes amazing. And I never realized how good sweet potatoes can taste and how easy it was to cook them. Like I just put it in the oven and I forgot about it for an hour and 10 minutes, and then I remembered and it was cooked perfectly. So sweet potatoes, tofu, vegetables, chickpeas, brown lentils, vegetables, chickpeas, brown lentils. Super clean, super high in protein, and the most important thing is it's super simple. It's super cheap to make all of this. So these foods will be my meals for the next 2 days. So 2 of my meals for the next 2 days. So obviously how it's going to work is I'm going to wake up, have my smoothie, and meal number 1 will be my protein bar. Meal number 2 will be tofu. Meal number 3 would be chickpeas and brown lentils. Meal number 4 would probably be the beans when I come back home. And depending on how I feel, I might have a bowl of vegetables at night if I'm feeling hungry. But that's it. 4 meals, 4 to 5 meals, and super high in protein. This is how I do it. Easy meal prep, easy. I didn't spend too much time in the kitchen. The sweet potatoes took a long time to cook, but apart from that, super simple to make. I hope you guys learned something from this, learn how easy this thing is. Cooking, vegan foods, high protein. These foods are loaded with protein, the tofu, the chickpeas and brown lentils. And what I love to do is add hot sauce or low sugar ketchup on top. And oh my God, it tastes so good. But that's pretty much, this is what I'm going to be eating for a long time, because I just switched from white rice to sweet potatoes, and I have a feeling that I'm going to stick to sweet potatoes for a long time because oh my God, even the skin tastes so good, nice and crispy. New favorite food. I hope you guys learned something from this, and if you want to see what I eat in a day, you can click right here. I go through everything that I eat in a day to get an idea of what my diet's looking like right now. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.